Hey, everybody. Welcome to another one of these opening stuff videos. Was feeling a little under the weather this week, so some things kind of sat around, and this was pretty much the best opportunity I had to do one of these anyways. So, I got boxes. Obviously, you can see that. I got some comics. We'll talk about those as well. And in the meantime, I guess just sit here and watch the video because that's what you do with YouTube content. I don't know why I said that. All right, I got WWE Elite 125 from Ringside Collectibles. Let's check these bad mama jammas out. We got Stephanie Vaquer. We got Giulia. We got the Birdman, Koko B. Ware. And we got some feedback. They didn't mute my speakers. Crush from Demolition style, Demolition flavored Crush here. Not Orange Crush, not Grape Crush, Demolition Crush. All right, let's start cracking these bad mama jammas open quick and see where things go. Hopefully hopefully things are going good for everybody else. It's been a bad week here in the old Booms room, but that's okay. My daughter was feeling quite under the weather all week. I've been feeling kind of not very good. I got an injury at the gym the other day, so things are just not good times. But we got Stephanie Vaquer, and right now eBay prices on her are absurd, and the Gooners need to get their action figures. Hold on, holy shnikes, she is. For all of the cutbacks and quality control issues that Mattel has had with Vietnam and everything, they they make these Holdy boys, whatever you want to call them, they make these things a lot more difficult than they used to be. Holy shnikes, we got tape, we got all sorts of stuff. Maybe I should pre-open stuff going forward because holy cow, that was probably very noisy. I apologize. My wife loves it when I open these on the couch next to her and we're watching a show, and then it's just like crinkle, 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 crinkle. That's what we used to do. And then I was like, I'll just do it on YouTube and annoy the entire world instead. Maybe I need to work on that. Anyways, holy cow, look at this figure here. Holy shnikes. She's got quite the ensemble happening here. Of course, she's got her headdress where it's kind of all right. So interesting kind of note here, and I didn't know this. Maybe you didn't either, and it's not the most easy lead scene, but there's kind of like little grooves in her head and her hair. It doesn't look bad when it's not there, but you can easily kind of tell, like, oh yeah, that's where the horn gimmick is supposed to go and sit on her head, and it kind of sits still a little not great. But I mean, if it didn't have those grooves, it wouldn't stay at all. And maybe I'm just not pushing hard enough, or maybe I'm pushing too hard. I don't know. But the horn gimmick here is not the best, but not the worst. They did their best with it. I'll give them that. She's got this corset on with this long like ridiculously long Cody Rhodes level long whatever you want to call it, tail, I guess. I think that's what they call it, like on a wedding dress. Um, she comes with the one-up finger because she acknowledges her tribal chief. Just kidding. But I think you can take this you can take this gimmick off here, and then you got her horns fell off too. And then of course everybody wants to see her butt, but I'm not gonna be that weird pervert guy. But yeah, solid figure, really good figure here of Stephanie Vaquer. One of like the most up and rising WWE superstars on the roster. Everybody likes her. Sometimes they're yeah. Anyways, really cool figure though. Great debut figure. Now the face on pictures it didn't look great, and in IRL it's not 100% perfect, but I think it's better than I thought it was going to be. I don't know if you can really tell looking at it here. It's kind of one of those things you kind of just need to look at. But it kind of looks a little bit more like Harley Quinn Smith, Kevin Smith's daughter. It's kind of weird, but not bad. Not bad at all. I've definitely seen a lot worse from women's action figures. So there's the debut Stephanie Vaquer figure. Ooh, but and somebody's gonna like pause the video and no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, great figure. All right, we got Giulia next. Hopefully this one is a little less noisy. I do apologize for the noise. I really should try to figure out a better way of doing this, but I literally suck at the whole reason I started doing these videos was I suck at opening up my toys. Like I legit boxes just pile up for like weeks at a time. And then I will annoy my wife by opening them on the couch while we watch TV. And then I was like, I really need a better way of doing this, a way that holds me accountable to actually opening up shit. That's why I started doing this. Was just literally I was sitting at the table doing this, and I was like, I could make some content out of this because people like content, or not. So somebody just left the room. But no, here we go. Right here, right now, we got Giulia. Holy shit, this figure is awesome. I rarely look at this. I mean, I do look at it, but I don't like study the test shots and whatnot. Look at this figure. Holy shit. Like they nailed her face. The hair, the detail in her hair is just crazy. They had all sorts of different colors happening there. And the camera's not even doing it justice with how many colors are in her hair there. The level of detail on the outfit. They got all these weird, like, I don't want to say scale looking things, but whatever, these scale things on her. The little fur thing here. They got the whole gimmick around her waist. Like every little detail on here is fantastic. Holy shit, this figure is awesome. It comes with the you can tell Sweaty Bill definitely put his work into this. Comes with the little face mask gimmick that you can hopefully slide on there. There you go. Slide that bad boy on there. Doesn't really the I get why they put the whole chain down because it comes with that. It just kind of looks weird on the action figure form. Maybe I'm just doing it wrong. I don't know, but probably not going to display it with that anyway. It's probably just going to display it straight up Giulia style. It comes with the C grip hands, and then inside the package it kind of comes with the. I don't know how to describe these, but kind of like the. I don't open, more open, kind of like the EOS guy kind of hands, or whatever, Rainmaker-esque. I don't know, but probably gonna swap those bad boys onto her because I don't like me C grips. I don't like PC grips. That's a hell of a sentence. But yeah, great figure here. Holy shit, this Giulia is out of this world and probably better than the Stephanie Vaquer, but they nailed really both of these figures. Like, look at these two. That's good shit here from Mattel. And yeah, we got the Bird Man next. This was one of the figures that I did kind of look at test shots for. Only because I was like, holy shit, did they just make the most epic Koko B Ware figure of all time? Like, legit, this, with all of the stuff that it comes with the bird, with all this, I've seen Ultimates that have had less stuff with it and that have been like less good figures. Like, dude's got everything you could possibly want here. We got Frankie, the bird. We got a stand for Frankie the bird that is hella taped in here. Here we go. Let's get Frankie into here. Maybe. They really put the bird in there really well. Okay. We got the bird and a stand for the bird. And he's got his little talons here. And he like. Sorry for the coughing. I'm still not feeling great. He's got the stand. You can put his little talons in there, and he's on the little stand here. And I don't know if you can get him in the middle because of his tail. Maybe. Yeah, that kind of works. It kind of looks like he's taking off. But anyways, we got the bird. We got a stand. That's really cool. I like that quite a bit. I liked Frankie as a kid. I was a big. I have him wrong. I have him upside down. I am a big dumbass. Okay, here we go. That makes more sense. They got the stand so it can actually stand. Duh. Then you put your Frankie right on there, and does it stand? It stands enough. We got the Birdman. He's coming out of the package. All right. He's got his bird hands going on here because he's the Birdman. He's got hair with the hair. It comes with the old sled, pretty new technology of a removable hairpiece. So you can it's all banded together, but let's unband it here. Let's see how his head falls off. He's got his sunglasses. He's got his coat. He's got, look at the tights there. He's got little birds on the tights because he's obviously the Birdman. Got to have birds on the tights. Birds on the tights. Birds on the tights. Birds on the boots. Birds on the boots. He's got birds everywhere. He's got a Birdman headband. He's got the sunglasses too. I don't know if there's sunglasses. I don't know how to remove the hairpiece. Oh, there it goes. We got the hairpiece. Now he's the bald man. The bald man, Koko B. Ware. Let's slide that on. He's got kind of I don't know, more of an in-ring style, more of an in-ring look here. Sorry, the camera's a little. I need to invest in better lighting. I'm gonna put that in the notes. But look at that. You can swap out his hairpiece, so you can have more of a. If you wanted to wrestle with your Birdman, you can swap that hair on. If you wanted to have more of an entrance style Birdman with the headband, you can do that too. And then wherever the sunglasses went, there they are. Slow those bad boys on there. Look at this figure. Holy shit. This is good stuff here. Birdman with the bird and birds everywhere and its coat and heads and hands and all sorts of stuff happening here. This is about as ultimate as it gets for an elite figure. Holy cow. Especially going all out, going this far, all out on a Koko B. Ware seems crazy, but I'm all for it. Obviously, he's got the big straight hands. We can do kind of like a bird pose, but he also comes with C grips because I think Mattel just gets the rocks off of giving everybody C grips for no reason. All right, we got twist ties all over the place here. Last but not least, probably not least. It might be the least, although like it's hard to say like a guy like Demolition Crush. It's hard to be like, oh yeah, that's definitely the worst figure out of the ones you're opening. But man, it might end up being that way just because like this lineup has been killer so far. Holy snikes. He got crushed. He got crushed. I'm gonna have to crush the package to get him out because it's not coming very well. Oh, there we go. Here he is. Here's the crush. So we got X and Smash. I opened those up like about a month ago, probably or so. And then they gave us our crush right afterward, which is great. And then we got Mr. Fuji as well, which Mr. Fuji will be here for me next week. Mattel Creations posted the Mr. Fuji, and I ordered it from there. The one that's going to be a Target Legends line. They had it up on their site already, and let's look at this question. They had it up on their site, and I ordered it, and it's shipping, and it's supposed to be here Monday, so that's great. So I'm going to have the whole damn Demolition set here. But look at this crush. Got his mean face happening. He comes with his bondage helmet here as well, so you can throw that on him. Although, like the bondage helmets really don't. I mean, they fit on their heads, but like, who's gonna display them like that? Like, unless you're like a leather daddy or something along those lines. But he comes with the fist hand. He comes with a C grip hand, and then he comes with the on him, and then he's got the opposite in the package as well because gotta have them C grips. Yeah, really good figure here. The ankles are a little as we were talking about in the Turnquist Discord. If you want to join, ask me. Post in the comments, I'll send you the link. But as we're talking about the Turnquist Discord this week, how the Vietnam ankles are a little weak sometimes, and maybe that's just a private conversation. But anyways, join that Discord if you want to talk about action figures because it's a great community there. Speaking of Turnquist, there's the guy. He said the worst. I don't know what that means, but I don't remember what I said. But here we go. We got Crush, and I grabbed his Demolition compadres here. So we got Axe, we got Smash, We got the whole demolition crew here, and yeah, look at this. Look at these guys here. That's a good threesome of uh we need a gi or a T or however it's spelled with the sword and the Val Venus pace. I don't. We're talking the Kai and Tai set. I don't know if we're gonna get that. Maybe it's the guy. It's probably not a good idea in uh 2026 to have a choppy or PP playset. But yeah, look at these guys here. I mean, in reality, if they would have made Axe a little bit taller, this would have been a perfect set because Crush is, I don't want to say he's towering over Smash, but he's, got a few good inches over him, which is good. It's hard to kind of tell that in the video, I guess, but yeah, I mean, these figures are fucking, these are great. I never thought year of our Lord 2026 that we'd have like a full demolition set come out, and yeah, we got them and they're great and I love them. And I was playing the WrestleFest arcade machine the other night with my daughter, and she was Demolition Crush in the Royal Rumble and she was killing it in there too. So yeah, good stuff here from Mattel. 4 out of 4 for me in this set. There's another two of the other two figures in this set even. I didn't order them because I don't really like having a bunch of figures of a bunch of people. Like the other two are Cody Rhodes, who I've got way too many figures of already, and Jacob Fatu, who's already on his way to having way too many figures as well. But hey, if you like those guys and you want to collect them, absolutely go for it. I'm not gonna yuck your yum. But yeah. All right. So I got a box from Matt Cardona. Speaking of the worst, Matt Cardona, I got a box from him. He was selling one last haul of brawlers before he left for the Fed. He sold a what does it say here? Paranormal investigator Matt Cardona. Obviously, it's very Ghostbusters inspired, and I did enjoy when Matt Cardona showed up at like GCW events and stuff like that, wearing the Ghostbusters gear and coming out in the Ghostbusters car, and yeah, of course, this is Dan's best friend Matt Cardona. Woo woo woo. He'll send you a cease and desist if you do stuff. Anyways, sorry, I probably shouldn't have said that, but that's okay. Matt Cardona and the Ghostbusters gear. I do like Matt Cardona. I have nothing against him personally. Just he's whatever. He's a businessman, I guess. Good gear here. Love this gear. Got green slime all over it. As a big fan of Ghostbusters, I am definitely all about the Ghostbusters, and I do enjoy that he embraced this. That Chelsea embraced it. That she's got an action figure. I didn't buy her action figure in the Ghostbusters gear, but because I never found it because Mattel's distribution problems. But yeah, great micro brawler here, Matt Cardona. Really dig this one quite a bit. Love the Ghostbusters gear. Um, we'll see if we ever get the Jazzwares figure that's supposed to come in a very similar gear because who knows what's going on there? I don't. And I got this big giant dude here. Stay Puft Marshmallow Broski. There we go. Marshmallow Broski. It is obviously Matt Cardona as the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, which is honestly pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie, even if you don't like Matt Cardona, fucking who doesn't love the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man? Who doesn't want a Stay Puft Marshmallow Broski? Woo woo woo. There we go. Big broski. Look at this guy. Big chunk of plastic here. Holy cow, this thing could you could take out a small child with this thing here. It's got a pretty basic figure, but I mean it's Stay Puft. So it's Stay Puft. So what do you expect? He's not gonna be like super decked out, but he's got the typical Zack Ryder kind of color scheme here with the orange and the purple, and I bet we do get a bunch of Codys and Punks after they left. Yes, probably that is for sure. Yeah, love this guy, and as you can see, for size wise, this is a 2-up, obviously, so it's much larger. And yeah, there's the regular brawler with the 2-up brawler. Let's grab some other 2-ups and see how they compare, because I can do that. We got Galactushausen versus Broski Marshmallow Broski, and I mean, pretty similar. height wise and everything. Maybe the Danhausen's a little smaller because he's got these antennas and stuff like that. He's a little bit smaller proportion size, but where'd the other guy go? Where is this guy? Marty Skrull. I have him kind of quasi hidden, but yeah, he's about the same size as the Marty Skrull as well. Maybe a little bit smaller than the Marty, but I don't know if I had it right on the camera there, but there you go. So pretty similar to the two up for the two up size along the way. Yeah, fun item. There's also he also had a pink chase version of this one as well. Just the slime on it was pink, but I didn't grab that because I'm trying to be better about making um, smart choices with my money and not spending a lot more on chases and stuff like that. Not that he was charging too much more, but at the same time, I don't need it. Maybe I'll pick it up someday if I find it cheap or whatever. All right, we got comics. I'm gonna run through these pretty quickly. I ordered way too many of these, and I didn't even mean it. I got 2 copies of AEW issue number 1 with the regular cover on it. It's got Swerve, it's got Tony Storm, it's a wraparound cover, so it's got everybody in the book on it with all the different superheroes as well. And it was a decent comic. It was I don't really know who this was for necessarily. Because like if you're an AEW fan, it felt not very exciting for the AEW wrestlers. Like they would do cool things in the DC universe, but it wasn't like holy cow. It felt very introductory of the AEW characters to like the DC universe, which is great. But like I don't know if they're the ones that are necessarily going out and rushing to buy this title, where you have a lot more. The core demographic for this should have been the core demographic for this should have been that they were catering this more towards the AEW audience that was buying a DC comic book for the first time. Because I know a lot of people online that I saw that like don't buy comics, don't go to the comic book shop, that they were going there and they were buying this issue. And I felt like as like means to going into the DC universe, it felt a little lackluster. I don't know. It was fine. It just wasn't like my favorite thing I've ever read. But it was fine as just like fine as a story. It was pretty generic. They there's a belt. The belt gets destroyed. They have to go throughout the galaxy to get all these pieces of the belt together again so they can reform this championship belt of the galaxy or whatever you want to call it. It was fine as a story, but yeah. So I got 2 copies of the first cover, and then for some reason, my dumbass ordered 3 copies of the Daniel Warren Johnson Hangman cover, which I'm not going to complain about. I love me some Daniel Warren Johnson. Dude draws wrestling stuff better than pretty much anybody. It's got some cool TCKO covers too, where they got like Superman and Batman, or Batman's doing corner brainbuster to Superman and stuff like that. Cool stuff, but I have way too many issues of this first comic book. I think I only have one of the second comic book coming to me as well. But someone said belt. Yo. We might have to let's see. Let's this is obviously the belt man talking here. Let's see. We got the belt. Well, so the first page, literally the first part of the comic book is her destroying the belt. If you don't mind spoilers, well, you can't even. There's not a good shot in here. Maybe we'll need the next one because by the end of the comic book, spoiler alert, they put the belt back together. But I don't want to ruin the comic book, but there's 2 people and the belt is around one of their waists and the other person is pretty much blocking the belt entirely, so there's not really a good shot of the what is it the multiverse intergalactic championship is what it's called. There's not a good shot of it in this comic book, but I'm sure there will be an issue 2. So if that's the case, I will definitely send that your way. Maybe we will have a toy action figure sized version of the Intergalactic Championship, which would go great on one of my figures. Who, if you read the last page, um, if you read the last page of the comic book, you would know exactly what belt collector to put that belt on. I won't say anymore. A half blurry pick. We'll figure it out. We'll talk about it, Dan. I got some other covers as well. We got the DC KO issue number 4 with Mercedes Moné taking on Harley Quinn. Another DC KO comic book. Obviously, no ties to AEW in there besides the cover. But it was fine. I'm not loving the series, but I'm not loving any sort of superhero books. We got Batman Static Shock number 1 with this exclusive AEW Swerve cover with Swerve and Static Shock together, which is pretty awesome that they did this cover. Like they didn't like this is a fucking awesome cover that they did. This was the second printing of the book, and they threw that cover on there, which is perfect. We got DC KO Boss Battle. We got, of course, the two biggest villains in the galaxy here together, Lex Luthor and Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Had to buy this cover as well. Haven't even read this comic book yet, but yeah. We got Russell Heist issue number 2. I've been absolutely loving this comic book. Highly recommend it. This is one where the guy is working as a wrestler, and he's going to leave the company, and the promoter turns on him, and it's all about this wrestler trying to get revenge. So really good comic book here. And lastly, I got this one from my buddy Anthony Latch, signed by Alt Baltazar, who wrote this comic book with Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian. Somehow, I never got this. I don't know how I missed it. I got the other Frankie Kazarian, Christopher Daniels comic book, but not this one where they're evil. But yeah, and of course he goes into the Legion of Boom mode. Christopher Daniels does when he turns evil in the story, and that's kind of awesome because I was at an ROH unauthorized show in Milwaukee in 2017 where Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian came out as the Legion of Boom. So kind of a fun little tie-in there, but really fun story here where Christopher Daniels gets transported to the Oh Yeah Comics universe and then starts robbing banks. And it gets, I'm not going to spoil it, but it gets left on a cliffhanger. And unfortunately, they never follow it up on that cliffhanger. So I will have to check on that and see what's going on there. But yeah, this was this week's stuff. We got lots of it. I'll have more next week. I got that box from Mattel Collections coming, as well as some other stuff. And yeah, I will talk to you again soon. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe and all that shit. And I appreciate everybody that tunes in here today. In the meantime, have a good weekend and bye.